The next morning. Morning, Harmonia. Let's give it our all again today. Is there gonna be something when I walk out? Yep. Huh? Quagsire? What is it? Oh. Ah. Ah! Did something happen? The truth is, I just realized something dire. You remember how everyone was all, we're all going to the Great Glacier, And then everyone yelled, yeah! Everyone was all pumped up, but I didn't think about it then, And I've just realized that I forgot something important, I've got to talk to you all at once, I don't really get it, but alright. I'll get everyone together. What? Someone has to stay behind? I guess it's Scraggy. Like, why is Scraggy part of this group chatting here? I think it'll be a long journey to the Great Glacier. And you probably won't be able to return for several days, The fact is, there are these things called the Happy Laws. And according to them, whenever you go on a long journey, you must leave, at least one member behind. It's a serious rule, No way around it. What? But that means it's, problematic for Happy if they cannot reach your team for a long time. Alright, let's get one of those generic guys that I recruited not too long ago to take over. Apparently, there was some sort of, disagreement because of it in the past. And so this law was put in place. That's what I've heard, If you do not follow the Happy Laws, your team badges will be revoked, and then they'll enlist a contract from me. And your team disbanded, They are quite strict about these things. So, my dear Enharmonic, I need you to pick one of your members to stay behind here, It is, a terrible blow after everyone was so excited. That's ridiculous. I want us all to go together. But if our team is disbanded, it will have all been for nothing. So I guess I've got no choice. Well, whoever gets left behind, if you get lonely, just come see me. Me and my... Oh my god, so cool! We'll turn that frown upside down. Dude, you're so annoying. Really good at staying upbeat. That's great, Victini. At any rate, now the question is, who'll stay behind? It's gotta be the weakest member, right? I mean, that just makes sense. The weakest member? Yeah, I guess that does make sense. The Great Glacier is a complete unknown, after all. No one knows what'll be there. I think there'll be plenty of danger. Strength has nothing to do with it. I know every adventurer really wants to go to the Great Glacier, and yet, I have to force someone to stay behind. This is awful. I really do want everyone to be able to go. Well then, you join our team on paper and then you stay behind. I don't know why they don't just think of a solution like that, but... No, there's nothing we can do about this one, There is! I just listed a solution, but we're not gonna acknowledge that. Weakest member will stay behind. I knew it. I should be the one to stay behind. Huh? What's wrong, Dunsparce? You can't be planning to... Stop, Dunsparce, you don't... I'll stay behind. What? What? Zian, don't think I'm not interested in going to the Great Glacier. It sounds amazing. But I get cold really easily, and I don't really like walking into danger. So I'll just stay here in paradise. I'll see you later. Alright! Lovely for Verizon to stay. Truth is, I was thinking, what would I do if my lovely Verizon went away and left me here? But now I don't have to go through none of that heartbreak! What could have happened? Verizon is always pretty cool, and she doesn't tend to show her emotions much, but it seemed like she wanted to go to the Great Glacier more than anyone else. Harmonia, Plexos. I don't like this. Why do things have to end up this way? Yeah, but what can we do? Even if we change Verizon's mind, it doesn't change the fact that someone's gotta stay behind. Do you think we ought to tell Umbreon and Espeon about this? Yeah. Harmonia? You'll go talk to them, right? I think they're up on the hill, working on their research. When you're ready to talk to them, Dunsparce and I will go with you. Okay, well. Yeah, I guess Happy can just write all sorts of laws like that. So, I mean, here, let me sort out my items really quickly. Let's have a look-see here. So, as important as it seems, should I hold on to one? Just so that if someone's gone afar, I can give it to them telepathically, and then they teleport over to me, and I don't have to use a roll call orb? That's not a bad idea, honestly. I might just do that. I thought I went in with keys. No, they're still there. I'll just leave it like that for now. Okay, so that is... I'm trying to save time, cutting corners here. So let's go up the hill now. This way. But yeah. Oh, because you do like the 10% on all of them at the end. That is pretty funny. Well. Oh, that's the wrong button. It's the this button. I'm used to my other playthrough stuff. Ah, Harmonia. You've all come at a great moment. I think we've just about got it. This time tomorrow, we'll all be standing in front of the Great Glacier. What? Really? Yes, really. It's something to look forward to. Tomorrow is the day we all go to the Great Glacier together. Well, you see, that's actually why we're here. What? We can't all go to the Great Glacier? Did you say Verizon volunteered to stay behind? Yeah, that's what it looks like. I get that someone has to be the one to stay here, but it can't be Verizon. Huh? Why? You all know Verizon doesn't like making friends, right? Yeah, we know about that. Why? There's a reason she feels that way. What reason? You see, Verizon did have a friend once. His name was Keldeo. Her friend Keldeo went off to take on the Great Glacier. And then all sign of him was lost. He went to the Great Glacier? Verizon was so worried that she kept searching for any sign of his fate. But in the end, she never found a thing. Then, after some time, she received a letter. It was from Keldeo. Apparently, this is what the letter said. The truth is that I never even intended to go to the Great Glacier. I just wanted an excuse to get away from you. We aren't friends anymore. Just forget about me. What? So wait, he didn't go to the Great Glacier after all? Who cares about this stupid glacier? What kind of garbage is that? Saying he just wanted to get away from Verizon. Saying they weren't friends anymore. The shock that Verizon must have felt when she read that. Can't even imagine. That feeling of stunned disbelief. And the desire to keep believing anyway. Those feelings become jumbled up until you don't know what to trust any longer. Verizon told us it was because of that terrible experience that she stopped believing in friendship. We met Verizon after all of this had already happened. When she found out about our research, she told us about what had happened. She asked us to take her to the Great Glacier with us. I think she still hasn't given up on Keldeo. She probably thought she could find something if she went to the Great Glacier. And you say she volunteered not to go. I just can't believe that. Especially not now that she's become so cheerful again. Huh? Cheerful? Verizon? She was nothing like this when we first met her, I'll have you know. I would guess her time here in Post Town has changed Verizon. Joining the Enharmonic, meeting all of you. I think it has helped her regain the strength to trust in another Pokemon. And despite all that... Verizon. What does he think she's doing? At any rate, I'm planning to take her with us, whether she likes it or not. So that's why Verizon didn't want to be friends with anyone, huh? But man, that Keldeo guy pulled a real number on her. Lying about going to the Great Glacier and then abandoning her like that. It's totally unforgivable. Huh? I thought you didn't like Verizon, right, Emolga? No, I don't like her. Not at all, but still. Doesn't change the fact that this Keldeo guy is seriously awful. So Verizon really wanted to go to the Great Glacier as well. She went and insisted on staying behind like that. It's gotta be because of that talk we had. I hope you'll find something wonderful at the Great Glacier. I'll be cheering for you. Really? Of course. Do your best. I will. I really will. I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna be like nothing you've ever seen. If only I hadn't said that. Verizon probably volunteered to stay, just so I'd get to go. But Verizon is the one who should really go to the Great Glacier. Hey, everyone. I think Umbreon is right. I think Verizon should go to the Great Glacier after all. Dunsparce, you... and that's why I'll No, wait. Okay? Just wait, please. But... Emolga's right. No matter who decides to stay, we aren't going to feel right about it. No one should try to deny their own feelings like Verizon's trying to do. That goes for you too, Dunsparce. I know. How about we leave the decision up to chance? You mean, like, draw straws or something? Yeah, well, I'll draw straws to see who stays. Verizon will draw too. And whoever gets a short straw is the one to stay in paradise. We're never gonna feel right if somebody volunteers to stay behind, right? So, wouldn't it be better if we just left it all up to luck? Then it'll be random. Random, huh? Maybe that really is the best way to handle this. And if Verizon happens to be the one who draws the short straw, then she'll be the one to stay after all. If that happens, I'll just have to talk Umbreon into accepting it. I can make the straws for everybody tonight. What do you think, Klexos? To be honest, I don't really love the idea, but there doesn't seem to be any other solutions, so... Alright, I'll get them ready by tomorrow. See ya! Oh, this isn't a great solution. But I don't know what else we can do. I already offered a better solution, but we're not going to talk about that. I guess we better just do our work today and get ready for tomorrow. We're doing our work for today. Love these games, but I joined in a 20-minute cutscene and Harmonium may never see my hi message. I actually see a lot of the messages while these cutscenes are going on. So when the text is on the screen, I read it out in my head first, and then as I'm saying it, and I no longer need to be looking at the text because I've already jotted it down in my memory, I glance up there at the chat and I see, I generally see the stuff that's said. If it's like a paragraph, I don't take the time to like fully read it, but I do generally see what's being said. How's it going there, Mythic? Wow, your Umbreon voice sounds so much like that one voice actor that was taking part in a canceled dub of this game. Yeah, that's crazy how that works, isn't it? It's crazy how that happens to be. Oh yeah, also I've seen a video of a 2v8 where a pallet spawned, but there was literally no rocks or trees for the pallet to lay on, so it was just floating there with no loops on it at all. Truly God's most powerful pallet. Wow. God, or I guess the entity has truly blessed you there. But yeah, this is where we're at now, donation-wise. This is what be going on here. We've had a decent few explosions in the jar over here thus far, and we've had a few donations in the general donation thing. In total, there have been 3 donators in like the main donator bar. There was Guzma, like a few streams ago. There was Anima this morning, and another big chunk of that was my Oma from several days ago. So part of that is being counted that, like, if you look on like the tips to me, you're just gonna see 150 there. You're not gonna see 200 because a few days ago I was at my Oma's place and I said like, hey, we're doing this fundraiser for the first time since 2019 and stuff. Would you be interested in donating there and stuff? And then while I was working in the yard, she just put 100 in and I was like, what the heck? That is so much. And she's like, well, you know, you're out here doing all this work and all that, and I'm like, well, that's still so much. What the heck? But that was the way she be. That's in Canadian dollar there. Since Large Edmonton is a Canadian charity here. More gay. I appreciate the 69 bits tier Wildcat.
More gay pride 1 pride 1 pride 1 pride
Well,
1 pride 1 pride 1 pride 1 pride 1 pride
less Verizon, more gay now. I guess is what's going on. I swear, like I said much earlier in the stream, the head instructor of my Taekwondo school had let me know that maybe I'll stop in at some point and see what's going on here with this 24-hour charity stream. I swear, I'm gonna go talk to him the next class, and he's gonna just be like, oh yeah, so there was this part of stream where someone in your chat just said more gay, and then it started raining a bunch of rainbow flags. What was that about? Like, yeah, I can't wait here to see what comes up there. But anyway, yeah, Canadian charity and stuff, it's a literal form that I'm turning in, since it's going through my Taekwondo dojang for, oh, that breaks the tracking with my camera. Since it's the first time going through my Taekwondo dojang since 2019, since the first 24-hour charity stream. So however much I raise here, I'll go to the bank and take it out, and then put it in the envelope here. Get that sealed up, and then this is going to large here. So it's been a long time since I've had one of these forms, but gosh dang, I gotta turn off the tracking of my camera if I want to show it, or else it gets confused about where the heck my face is. Tracking off. This is what I've got. And then those that, like, it's expected that it'd usually be locally, so people that are donating would drop down, like, their address and information and stuff there, and then they get a tax receipt. I just got a $25 donation that I assume is probably from Mythic there. But tax receipts are going to be exclusive to Canada, because I don't think that in the US you would be eligible for tax receipts. But if anyone's donating from Canada and you want a tax receipt, let me know if you trust me with this information, and I can jot it down, and then you'd get, like, a tax receipt sent to you and stuff. would be the case here. Well, I greatly appreciate the donation there with, like, it just shows, like, actual name here, which I'm obviously not going to read out, which I presume is probably Mythic, but can always confirm that there. We are now at 275 here. Why is Harmonia coming out? Wait, Harmonia's coming out part, obviously, no. But I greatly appreciate the $25 donation there. And when it comes to the duck situation, one of the things I was mentioning early on in this stream, what I wrote down in the, do I still have the tab open for, here, I can pull this up like that, and then I can easily alt-tab onto it, or something here. I had written the total rewards as this, just dox myself to Harmonia. Yeah, that's how it goes through PayPal, but like, don't worry, your secret is safe from me, Smitty, Weberman, Jagerman, Jensen. Oh, whoops, I just let Mythic's name slip. That sucks. Now everyone knows Mythic's real name. So anyway, I figured, hey, we hit the goal, then I'll do the Plastic Duck Simulator. But, yes, you can ban a word, indeed. But I'm willing to negotiate on this, because we are very, very close to hitting a total of $10,000 raised on the channel across the past 6 years, which is a massive milestone. So before this event, this is the amount that was total raised across, like, the 11 24-hour charity streams, plus the one non-24-hour stream, the Celex Smash and Dash event that I did in, like, 2019 or 2020 or whatever that was. So if we calculate how much that actually is to hit 10,000, it would really be $345.14. So, because that's a massive milestone, I am willing to negotiate on this, from being 500 to being willing to do it at the $345.14 mark on the thingmerbob down there. I'm up to negotiations, because that is a very, very large, meaningful milestone to hit. My goodness, you know? So, yeah. So 500 or maybe 345, potentially. We'll see here. And with the word banning, how it works in this is, after a word is banned, if I say it while I'm in a dungeon, the bot will randomly choose a move of mine that just gets banned for, like, the rest of the dungeon. So, Anima earlier had banned, what was it here? It was basically. So, the bot isn't always picking that up. But if I try to say clearly, basically...
You just said basically. Your A attack has been banned.
So then it's like, no more A attack. And then I wouldn't be able to use Vine Whip for the rest of the dungeon. Basically.
You just said basically. Your Y attack has been banned.
So, and it just randomly chooses one. And then I figure there's an actual real punishment to it, as opposed to just, like, the kind of meminess of increasing the emulation speed by 5%, as was the case last year. and it's not something that's just gonna completely screw me over long term. It's like, whoops, this is gonna be a little bit more challenging now, but at least it's not gonna hinder the entire rest of the playthrough or anything like that. I thought that was a good idea for banning words. I banned the word left. Oh no. Wait, I'm not even gonna say left in terms of direction. I'm gonna say we have this much time left, and then... Oh god. I'll allow it, but like... Here, let's duplicate basically. Let's see here. Add a new command here. So if I say there's so much left... What? Cheryl duplicate, basically. I was trying to do display capture because it said God a second ago. Unrecognized command, God. Left.
You just said left. Your A attack has been banned.
Basically left. Sometimes it doesn't do it if it's like in conjunction. I don't know why. Left, basically. Recognize left there from before. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe there's some way that I can do it to try and pick out words where if it just somewhere in the mix as opposed to on its own, then it'll do it. It did catch me with a basically in the middle of a dungeon once. Left, basically. Unrecognized, basically left, recognized left. Well, why isn't it doing the thing then? Am I doing something wrong? Spoken command? Is there a setting to, what? I don't know what that just did. Is there a setting to tell it to recognize that in the mix? Whatever. Whatever. It'll do it sometimes. Left. Left?
You just said left. Your X attack has been banned.
Here's the banned words. And then I do exclamation point edit com, exclamation point banned words. And then I add on to that. Let's see. Now if I do exclamation point banned words to check the list. There's 2 banned words. I think there's a setting you need to set for it being in a sentence. Maybe. Can I, shoot only once, recognition normal. Oh. It might just be this. Continuous speech? So if now I say basically in the middle of a sentence. If I say basically in the middle of a sentence? No! Continuous speech? Oh, I need to click apply probably. If I say basically or left in the middle of a sentence.
You just said basically.
Oh!
Your A attack has been banned.
And if I say that there's so much left to the 24-hour cherry.
You just said left. Your
that was it.
Attack has been banned.
And that's a setting that I would have toggled before for previous 24-hour cherry streams, and I just forgot because it's been so long. But now I can say I basically have a little bit over 12 hours left.
Your Y attack has been banned.
Okay. So, we'll see here. It's to be fine when I'm outside of a dungeon here anyway. I just have to be careful when I'm going through the dungeons. So, here, it's not too big a deal. It's about to hit 5 p.m. here, so I basically have 13 hours left.
Your Y attack has been banned.
Yeah, that was the setting I needed to toggle. Are my items sorted out? Yeah, I wanted that reunion cape. We were gonna go talk to Umbreon and Espeon. But yeah, what happens if you lose all your moves in a dungeon? I guess I have to use items and the basic A attack. The basic just hitting the A button where it isn't a move, but it's just that little tappy thing that you have to do. It's what I guess I'll have to do. I didn't really think that far, I'm gonna be honest. Well, I did a little bit. I just figured I'll figure it out somehow with items and A attack. Wait, where was I going? Was it not the hill? What's the word basically? You mean bulk of the spring water?
Basically. Your Y attack has been banned.
Okay, yeah, that recognizes it a whole lot better now. Hold on, what? Drawing straws, huh? I just can't quite get myself to think it's a good plan, but what other solution is there? Guess we ought to focus on our jobs for now. Prepare ourselves for tomorrow. Oh yeah, it's just a day of do stuff, I'm pretty sure. And I've said basically a couple of times.
You just said basically.
Along the along the
Your
dungeon
attack
routes.
has been banned.
So, and I imagine that left is gonna be even
You
worse.
just said left. Your
That's
Y
a good
attack
question.
has been banned.
There is a good chance that I could misinterpret it. So this is the basic situation. I wonder if Anima had banned basic, and then I said basically, if it would
You
still
just
catch
said
me.
basically. Your A attack has been banned.
She knows I say basically a lot. Didn't catch it that time. I don't know. Do we need another section of land? We could make this really quickly because sure. Depends on your settings. Okay. Here. I first heard my lovely Verizon was staying. I was thrilled beyond belief. Now that I think about it, I really do wish all of you could go together. Sorry, kids. I wish there was something I could do to help you. Can you terraform? But I've got my shop, see? You could join us on paper and then you stay behind, but... Okay, so I gotta do this now. What kind of place do you want it to be? Alright, got it. Then I'll prepare it to be a real nice fertile forest, okay? Alright, here we go. Go do the thing. I know for sure it does depending on your settings. Okay. Like, I have not had voice attack set up for quite a while. Since, I'm pretty sure the last time was probably the 24-hour Cherry Stream 10. A solid year ago. I don't think I had it running for the 24-hour Cherry Stream 11. The Extra Life one. If memory serves. I could be losing my mind because my brain was fried with pinball at the time and not remembering here. I'm pretty sure I didn't. And I didn't have the program on my computer anymore since early this year was the whole great reset of my OS that removed all my programs. So I reinstalled voice attack last night and then I didn't have any of my old commands to refer to. I had to relearn how the heck it works again since the whole darn thing got uninstalled. Alright, it's all prepared. Go check it out when you got a sec, because I had to reinstall my OS and reset my drive and that whole massive pain in the butt that I dealt with. Still a gift for you to celebrate all this preparing. Go on, take it. Received ancient soil. I can't wait for someone to say that direction in just a talking context, and the bot speaks up in the middle of a cutscene. That'll be great. Received heavy lumber. Received reflective alloy. Sent it to the deposit box. Received unbreakable rock. Sent it to the deposit box. Received hardy vines. Sent it to the deposit box. Received leaf bouquet. Sent it to the deposit box. Is there any reason to have them anywhere but the deposit box? Any reason to ever take them out? Now that Paradise has gotten bigger, you can have even more Pokemon join you as your teammates. I still don't really know what the limit is. Somebody ban received. I don't think Anima's in the stream right now, but Anima donated 50 earlier today. She banned one word, not two, which means she can ban another word. And I think that she held off for now to contemplate what's the best way to go. So convince Anima or something. Hello, sir. No, sorry. How's it going? You want to build a facility here? What facility do you want to build? I technically fulfilled the vote in the poll that you had voted on, or the suggestion that you had made in the polls channel of do some multiplayer games for part of it, because I ended up doing a little bit of multiplayer Dead by Daylight for the first time in half a year, because I needed something to wake me up in the middle of this. And then we were voting across a few different options, and it ended up being Dead by Daylight, so I played a few games of that, and now we're back to Gates. Ban Pokemon. There's no way you can ban Pokemon in this context. Do I need to take out more funds and then I can do it? I can finally do the stun field. Blast field, meh. I don't really care that much about a blast field. But a stun field, yes. Hold on. If you have hardware to play it, playing the AR Circle Short Dungeon is the best way to grind in this game. Because you may even get TM. Oh? So I'll be doing the Magna Gate thingamabob. I don't think that I'm gonna need to grind in this at any point, but... Here. Money. Yeah. It'd be nice if I could just take stuff from my deposit box, but alas. It cannot. Here, just take 100, because it only needed the 300, I'm pretty sure, right? I'm pretty sure here. Yeah, I can make a stun field with just 300. Let's make a stun field. That sounds good to me. Well, speaking of fields, I guess there's the Oran field that the game probably expects me to actually be checking here sometimes. Hey, look, the Oran berry crop is ready for harvest. I agree, ban Pokemon. This is the Oran field. Give me your Oran berry. We would never hear the end of it in a cutscene. the bot would just be constantly chatty. Like, it would not shut up. I like how I duck reacted to your last post in polls, and now 2 people joined me. Yeah, the polls channel. You put a duck at the end, and then more people have reacted to that. I even have a duck lit alternative for the jar, but you can't see it if it's filled with flags. Wait. Oh, one can go here too? Whoops. My shot, I just can't quite get myself to think it's a good plan, but what other solution is there? I gotta focus on our jobs for now. Prepare ourselves for tomorrow. Maybe I could put a revival thing here later, just so it's the most close and convenient. And then stun can go here. What facility do you want to build? The stun field. Yes, please. Stun field. You want to build it? Yep. Sounds like a force field that stuns you if you try to cross it. Such a short, quick dungeon. I'm shocked they haven't made it into a mobile game. Look at us. We're making a nice field. Look at this. Such a tiny little plot. I appreciate the 100 bits there, Mythic.
Splash.
Well, let's see it. Not as big of a splash as I honestly thought it would be. You can see the tiniest little bit of Horizon's head in there. We built your stun field for you. That's a worm. It's gonna eat all my seeds and stuff. I once had Mr. Girder, teach me how to, gosh dang it, I gotta think of funnier stuff more ahead of time. So glad to hear that he's returned to work in his building again. I'll have to do my best as well. I once had Mr. Girder get me into One Piece, and then it took literally forever to ever watch it all. This is the stun field. Give me your stun seed, and I'll grow more of them for you. That's this? It looks like you don't have a single stun seed, because I spent the 2 here. Well, then where did those 2 stun seeds go if not in the ground here? This field is for stun seed plants, so bring me something to grow, okay? So I guess I realistically needed 3 stun seeds before I could actually get to growing anything. It would seem. Well, dang. No. I appreciate the 66 bits there, John Wildcat.
Pride, one pride, one pride, one pride, one pride,
what,
one
pride,
one pride, one pride, one pride, one pride, one pride, one pride, one pride, one pride, one pride, one pride, one pride, one pride, one pride, one pride, one pride.
I want the particular key. 250. These are all 250. Oh, that was a 250 one there. I don't know. That's only a 5-floor one. Try to beat me. Punish Garbador. I'm at a type disadvantage myself. Here's a 6-floor one. Sure, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. Fried drink.
Should have some sheer 1 foam.
I appreciate the 20 bits there, Mythic. Yeah, it's got some... Oh, a little bit of regular foam. Whoa, only 3! Sucks to suck. That's too bad. It really sucks there, doesn't it? You're safe before something goes terribly wrong again, because it will. Because it most definitely will. Yeah, this definitely makes the currency a little bit confusing, considering each bit is 1 US penny, but the dollar value down there is in Canadian dollars. So if you want the total fund raised, you have to convert US to Canadian, is the thing. Which, speaking of, how close are we to that 341 anyway? Out of curiosity. I know we're definitely not there yet. US to CAD? So if I say... I appreciate the 100 bits there, Mythic. 22.42 is $30.78 Canadian. Which means we are above the $300 mark. Which means about $40 more, and the channel will have hit $10,000 total fundraised. Which is crazy. Foam. Oh, there we go. That was a strat for the foam there. And then the 15 more bits. Got the strats down. God. Well,